A comet doesn't ask permission to show up. It just appears, a smudge of light that wasn't there yesterday, sliding across a sky that humans have watched for 100,000 years. And on the night of April 27th, you're going to get one of the best chances of the entire year to see one with your own eyes. No telescope required. No app. Just you, a dark patch of sky, and a chunk of ancient ice that has been falling toward the sun for longer than our species has existed. Most people will sleep right through it. You won't, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where to look, exactly when, and exactly what you're actually staring at. Let's start with what this thing even is, because the word comet gets thrown around like it's just a shooting star with a tail. It isn't. What's passing us on the 27th is a relic, a frozen leftover from the birth of the solar system, 4.5 billion years old, that has spent almost its entire existence in the deep cold far beyond the planets. Out there, it's just a dark, silent mountain of ice and dust, maybe a few kilometers across, drifting in a place so cold and so empty that nothing happens to it for millions of years at a stretch. And then, slowly, gravity does its work. The sun reaches out across that impossible distance and starts to pull. The comet begins to fall. It falls for centuries. And right now, tonight, it is screaming inward at tens of thousands of miles an hour, finally close enough to feel the sun's heat for the first time in eons. That heat is what makes it glow. As the comet warms, the ice on its surface doesn't melt. It skips the liquid stage entirely and erupts straight into gas, blowing off the surface in jets and dragging dust along with it. That cloud of gas and dust wrapped around the icy core is called the coma, and it can swell larger than a planet. And the tail, that long, ghostly streak everyone pictures, isn't trailing behind the comet like smoke behind a car. It's being pushed. The solar wind and the pressure of sunlight itself blow that material outward, which means the tail always points away from the sun, no matter which direction the comet is actually traveling. Sometimes a comet is moving one way and its tail is streaming off to the side. You are looking at a piece of the early solar system being slowly torn apart by starlight. Now, how do you actually find it? Here's the part to write down. On the night of April 27th, you want to be outside after the sky goes fully dark, and you want to give your eyes time. This matters more than anything else I'm going to tell you. The human eye takes about 20 to 30 minutes to fully adapt to darkness, and one glance at your phone resets the whole process. So get outside, put the phone away, and let your eyes do what they were built to do. Find the darkest spot you reasonably can away from streetlights, away from porch lights, ideally somewhere the horizon is open and low. A comet near the horizon is dim and easy to lose in the haze. The higher it climbs, the clearer it gets. Look toward the part of the sky where the sun went down, a couple of hours after sunset, and scan low and slow. You're not hunting for something sharp and bright like a star. You're looking for something soft, a faint, fuzzy smudge, like someone smeared a fingerprint across the dark. That fuzziness is the giveaway. Stars are pinpoints. Comet is a blur because you're seeing that whole cloud of gas glowing around it. And here's a trick astronomers actually use. Don't look straight at it. Look slightly to the side. The edges of your vision are far more sensitive to dim light than the center, so a faint comet that vanishes when you stare right at it will often pop into view when you glance just next to it. A cheap pair of binoculars will turn that smudge into something genuinely beautiful. You'll start to see the coma swell and the tail stretch. And while you're standing there in the dark, let this sink in. The light hitting your eye left that comet minutes ago, but the comet itself has been traveling toward this exact moment for thousands of years. It will swing around the sun, get flung back out into the deep cold, and most of these objects won't return for hundreds or thousands of years. Some never come back at all, lost to the dark forever after one single pass. The view you get on April 27th is, for all practical purposes, a once-in-a-lifetime alignment of one ancient object and one particular set of eyes. Yours. Nobody who sees it that night will ever see it again. Nobody who misses it gets a second chance. So here's what I keep coming back to. We treat these visitors as spectacles, something to photograph and post and scroll past. But every comet that falls toward us has been somewhere we've never been, carrying ice older than the Earth, untouched since before the planets formed. So when you stand under that smudge of light on the 27th, ask yourself, are you watching a comet pass by us, or are we the ones it caught a glimpse of on its way to somewhere we'll never follow?